I have read that since 2019, the population of America has increased 2%, and our spending has increased 55%. Under President Biden, I wish him well. If we had discovered life on Mars, he would have sent it money. Is that sustainable?
Senator, it's totally unsustainable. And the problem is that you go on these trajectories that we are currently on, and you don't know when you're going to get to the point of which you have some major problems as an economy and as a country. And we know that historically.
Senator John Kennedy wastes no time welcoming OMB nominee Russell Vought with a mix of humor and sharp criticism. Kennedy points out that in his view, no one in Washington knows the federal budget better than Vought. He highlights a stunning fact. Since 2019, America's population has grown just 2%, while federal spending has skyrocketed by 55% under President Biden. Kennedy quips that if life were found on Mars, the administration would probably send it money.
I hope you'll start with the low-hanging fruit. There's a lot. When we sent out stimulus checks to save our economy, $1.6 billion went to dead people, and the checks were cashed, obviously fraud. OMB has estimated that in fiscal year 2023, we sent out $1.3 billion of checks to dead people, which were cashed, obviously fraud. When you die in America, your name is sent to the Social Security Administration. As you know, you become part of the master death file. Senator Carper and I discovered that Social Security would not share that information with any other department of government. So we passed a bill saying you have to share it with Treasury and other people who write checks, so we'll stop paying dead people. Duh. We got pushback, believe it or not, on the bill. We had to agree to a trial period, and that trial period ends in 2026. Will you help us make that program permanent so we can stop paying dead people?
Yes, Senator.
Now, you've served in Washington for years. You're going to be challenging the status quo. You're going to be called crazy. Many people also called Noah crazy. And then the rains came, and all the fact checkers died. You have to persevere. Now, I'm not asking you to get ahead of President Trump. But if you were king for a day, tell me how you would save money in the federal budget without impacting the American people.
Thank you, Senator. I think it's the strategy that we had in the first term, which is to go really and take a very close look at the agencies that are spending and wasting money, and I believe weaponized at times against the American people. When they put a 77-year-old Navy veteran in jail, Joe Robertson, for 18 months for building 4 ponds on his ranch to be prepared for wildfires, that's the EPA. I think we have to look at that, and we have to look at the agencies that Congress has a vote on every single year through the appropriations process. And then I think we need to go after the mandatory programs that Senator Cornyn mentioned that are keeping people out of the workforce because they have become not just a social safety net, but they have become a benefit hammock, and increasingly so in the aftermath of COVID, as many of these policies were impacting people's decisions to go back into the workforce. And I believe, and because we produce budgets along these lines, you can get sizable levels of savings and reforms that can lead to a balanced budget and get us back headed in a fiscal trajectory, not only that we would all be proud of, but we could say, this is going to keep us from fiscal ruin.
My time's expired. Ella Porter, do you have anything you'd like to add? Okay, now's your shot. Thank you, Mr. Vought, for your time.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
The hearing draws to a close, but the impact of Senator Kennedy's questioning cannot be overstated. With his trademark blend of wit and sharp logic, Kennedy shines a spotlight on the reckless growth of government spending that has surged 55% in just a few short years, while the population has barely grown at all. He exposes how billions of taxpayer dollars have been wasted, even sent to people who are no longer alive, and he pushes back against the bureaucratic resistance that keeps common-sense reforms tied up in red tape. Kennedy's strength lies in his ability to cut through the noise of Washington and speak directly to the concerns of everyday Americans. He reminds the nation that fiscal responsibility is not just about numbers on a balance sheet, it's about respect for hardworking families who pay the bills. His insistence that government agencies be held accountable shows a commitment to protecting citizens from both waste and abuse of power.